Hello, and it's a pleasure to be with you for another TBC live broadcast. This is Stephen Tyrone Cuffey reporting to you for the Billion Coin live broadcast number 323 today, since we launched our live broadcast back in March of 2018. Folks, I'd like to thank you all for being here and supporting me. Now, as I see, is anybody to come in my chat room? Of course, I tell you, she's something else. A lovely sweetheart, my wife. She's always supporting me. She's at work watching it from one of her. And of course, I have my brother, Mr. Sharif, from the Bangladesh community. He's already there, as well as Musa. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for being here. These are some regulars, that people that's always support me. But I also want to recognize my Kayla, that's always there, and my little butterball Kayla. She always there. But you know me, for right now, I got a pretty good topic that I'm gonna talk about today, and y'all gonna and this one. But first, before I go to it, let's go right now and take a look at our blog right here now. Okay. Okay, hold on a minute here. Like somebody calling me here, but I can't answer that right this moment. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go to the blog. And I want to say that we had some great send button meetings from alternative languages. You know, we had Mr. Mr. Mbek Derek and a few other people in French language, Mr. Batar Kumar, Mr. Mizanor, Mr. Scott Thorne. You know, for the Cambodian community, had Tyra in the Hindi version. I cannot pronounce this person, Gangmei. I'll just say Gangmei. He did it in another version here. I'm not gonna go through that. But anyway, I think that's Seds. He did it in another language version. These were two. They later had a little bit of problem with their send button meeting. I'm not sure. I looked at it, but we got to remember that people. One of the things that's part of the end of the send button meetings that all need to make sure they put up their keyword. And most of them did, but I didn't see whether everyone did that or not. Not so much as to gather up your cookies, but it's something that we customary do for people that's actually come to your send button meetings. Okay, but they all did a great job. I think a couple of them may have had some more technical problems. Even Tom Kamar even had, and Enya had some problems with his going in and out. So you will have some challenges sometimes, folks, when you're doing live broadcasts. I've had it myself. Okay. All right. This was another video that admin put on. It says, why is Al such a threat to humanity? Okay, this is something that you all should watch. Those that you go to, and how you can get here is go to blog.thebillioncoin.info. Okay. All right. And once again, yours truly. It says TBC admin does recognize and acknowledge the good works for the TBC community. I pointed out, I was very happy to see that my lovely wife, that she actually is going to actually be, you know, on a sponsoring a mission, sending some of her family members, about 4 to 6 family members, to Philippines on February 21st, as I stated in my other broadcast the day before. And she was actually recognized on the blog yesterday. Okay, which was a great accomplishment. I'm so proud of her. I don't know where in the world to do. Okay, and this was Mr. Darren Haywood of the of New Zealand. He's on the blog practically every day himself. He's up to 241. He'll be doing his 242nd later on today. I usually try to represent and be there at his as well. It says sharing many exciting things happening all over the world relating to the TBC. Okay. Okay, I think that was all in the blog for at this moment. But folks, I got something I want to talk to you about a little bit here. I'm gonna come out to you all. And this, it deals with being proactive versus reactive. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. Okay. Let's talk about what the difference is. Okay. Now, a lot of times in our lives, um, we want something to change. We tend sometimes to wait for those things to happen. For an example, let's say, and I use my son as an example. Last year, he waited till the real tires of his car be almost bald, to the point where it naturally gonna get a flat. Right now, I had to run to his. He was being reactive. I had to be reactive for him to go help him. Okay, I had to drive an hour and a half away to help him, instead of being proactive. And I had told him many months ago, it's time to get tires on here. We can work together, get some tires in your car. But he said, no, Dad, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So what's happening here? You're being reactive. Another example. We know we all have bills, right? And we like these bills to pile up. Some people let the bills pile up, right? And to the point where you don't have enough money to pay for them, and you got creditors calling you, and now you got to be reactive, instead of paying those bills as they come about on a monthly basis, like you're supposed to. You see, we could think of many reasons. I could think of a reason in the billion coin. Some of us are reactive. Like, I get people messaging me about, how can I do this? When should I do that? Are they being proactive? Being proactive is being a student of the blog, going over the blog. Proactive is going through the 5 steps of the cash flow system. People, what I'm saying to you is this: become proactive instead of always reacting. So proactive versus reacting. Okay? Don't always be reactive, be proactive. So I'm talking about being proactive versus being what? Reactive. So I'm saying this to all of you out there. Think about how your life is right now. Think about some of the things that's going on in your life, and ask yourself, am I preparing for something? Meaning, I'm being proactive. Am I preparing to make things better for me down the road, for you and your family? Or are you waiting for something traumatic to happen? Now, some things, get this, folks, get this. Some things is out of your control. You may fall ill. Then you got to be reactive. But there are some things in medicine that my lovely wife can tell you, because she's in medicine, been in medicine for over 40 years. Think about this. She can probably tell you that being proactive is going to get a checkup, doing some things like with your teeth, for example. Go and get your teeth cleaned throughout periodically throughout the year. Maybe perhaps reduce tooth decay. All kind of things you can do for your body, for your household, for your automobiles. These things you can prepare for. For your automobile, for an example. If you just went out and did what? Make sure your car was running at its optimal performance. just like it was, supposed to be done when you bought it off that parking lot, of that parking what you saw those hundreds of cars. If you take my dad once told me, bless his heart, he's deceased now. He always said to me, son, if you treat the car like you treat your body, if you treat the car like it's supposed to be, it will always perform for you. And I found that to be true. So I've tried to instill that in my son. But I'm gonna say this to you, folks. You have to be proactive in the billion coin. Another example of being proactive in the billion coin is going to a critical cash back office that we refer to as the KCBO and go through every heading, know what everything means. So if you have a new person coming on to the community, you can explain, well, this is what this means, and you should do this. This what this means, so you should do that. I can do that. Can you do that? See, I'm going to be proactive. An example of being proactive, I'm going to give myself an example. My loved one and I, we building a fortune for the future to help our family. She has some family members overseas you want to help. Some right with her right now. I want to help some people too on my side of the family. And then we're going to help people all around the world. And she's already showing you that. If that is not a proactive thing that she's doing, feeding over 1,000 children and their families for a month, providing clothing, and the doctors, she's pulled the doctors together to get medical services for them over there. That's a major being proactive. Another way of being proactive, it made Derek. You see, he put videos, admin put videos all over the blog all the time of what he's doing at his center. He meets with his people and they discuss any issues that they may arise in any issues anyone having in the billion coin. So everybody in the audience knows what they should do in terms of a situation. That's called being proactive. Pratam Kumar, another example. Another great example is, you see, he's maybe up to 15 to 20 success stories where he's making cash flow transactions with his countrymen, and they get together all their merchants in the country of India. That's being proactive. Merchants is coming into and we know how big that is. He tapped into the merchant arena. And the merchant campaign, the merchant adoption campaign, isn't that one of 3 campaigns? The other 2 being cash flow campaign and the massive growth campaign. See, I can say these things right out of my mouth because I have been proactive in the learning process. So I'm asking you all, be proactive more than reactive. When you've been reactive, guess what? You're now, instead of, I got somebody that keeps bothering me about an issue of his water being turned off, and he's in Bangladesh community, and I keep telling him, there's nothing I can do. Why are you bothering me about it? You've done everything. If you've done everything right, and I've seen he's done everything right because he sent me some screenshots to the commissioner, then you can't do nothing but wait on them. Because they have to do an investigation. If they make sure that you had nothing to do with it. Just saying I had nothing to do with it, they can't just take your word. They got to actually do an investigation to find out based on information you gave them. And if they find out that everything was just like you stated, then they'll cut your send button back on. It's likelihood they will do it. So what I'm saying to you people, I'm talking about being proactive versus being reactive. You just simply have to be more proactive in your daily life. And folks, I'm talking about this even outside of the Billion Coin. Because see, I believe that if you're not proactive out there, normally in your life, how are you going to be proactive in this ball game? Are you going to be proactive in the Billion Coin? How can you be if you're not even proactive in your daily life? So what I'm asking you to do, be proactive through your daily chores, your daily life, the things you do. Think about some of the things that you may have actually put off, that you had planned to do, but you keep putting it off, knowing that if I keep putting it off, then something bad may happen at the end. Now, which may cost me more money. Folks, I think we all are somewhat guilty of that. But I found as each year I get older, the more proactive I get. Because I want to be smarter. Because see, that old saying, it's not about just working harder, it's about being smarter. You may have heard that one. There's some truth to that, folks. And I can't think of anyone that comes to my mind work harder than my loved one. She gives so much of herself to, the hospital where she works. And my friends do the same thing. And by the way, I want to say hello if I got any friend out there that's watching me, any family, any family members that's watching me too. I want to say hello to them too. And I want to ask you all, ask people here in the chat. Ask yourself, how proactive are you? Or are you one of those kind of people that wait for things to happen, then you got to react to it? See, sometimes it gets hard, folks. Sometimes it gets harder when you got to be reactive to things. Because now you got to quickly brainstorm on how I can resolve the issue. So I'm asking you all, how proactive are you in your daily life? Because I sincerely believe this, folks. If most of us in this world would be more proactive, would just be more proactive, okay? If we could just be more proactive, all right? Just more proactive in our daily life. Do you think maybe some things could go more smoothly in our life? Do you think if you would be more proactive in the Billion Coin versus reactive when something is not working? If something not working in your Cream Cash back office, where should you go to? And it just keep perpetuating itself. It's still not working. There's a tab that says Help Desk. That is a tech support issue, folks. Don't always just reach out to the leaders like Randy Wilson, myself, M. Derrick, and Patar Kumar, and Lawrence Butana Medalecki, Dan Luce. Don't look out, and I can name many. Christine Tangway. I can think of many people out there. Don't look for the leadership for things you can already do yourself. We are students of the blog. Why can't you become a student of the blog? We know what's in the KCBO. The Kringle stands for Kringle Cash Back Office. Why can't you know what's in there? If you're able-bodied and you could, and admin has even made it in, it's no excuse for a language barrier, because you can change the language on the blog or your Kringle Cash Back Office. I'm just giving it to you straight, folks. Proactive versus reactive. This is what I want to talk about today, folks. We could go on and on about this, but I think I've made my point here today. Yes, Darren just said his in 3 hours. His actual broadcast. I'm sure. I'd be shocked if this one didn't make the blog, because I'm sure it's gonna make the blog, because admin can probably agree to me that some people are not proactive. They're reactive. See, it's proactive versus reactive. Which one are you? Are you proactive in your daily life? Because see, if you're not, I'm gonna say it again, if you're not a proactive individual, or you're not proactive as you should be, perhaps you may have a struggle being that way in the Billion Coin. So I'm asking people, maybe you need to check yourself. See how proactive you are. Okay? All right, folks. Anyone got any questions before I end today? All right, because I think I've made my point today. Okay. All right. Don't think I got any other questions or anything. All right. Again, folks, like I said, don't wait for things to happen, because that forces you to be reactive. Some things, like I said before, is going to happen without you have any control over it or not. That's just a part of life. But you have to be proactive. Okay? You have to be proactive. All right? There was someone trying to come in just a minute, but they disappeared. I guess they have some network problems. But now's the time. If anyone wants to join me and ask any questions or offer anything here to this broadcast, they can do that now. Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. You said good broadcast, honey. Good job. Thank you. Because she's really big about this. She's really big about being proactive, folks. She's an on-time person. She wants to be proactive versus reactive. And I'm sure she's probably told some of her nurses and some of the doctors about that in the hospital. Okay? All right. Is someone there? I see somebody trying to say something. Maybe they have some network problems. I don't know who it is. All right. Oh, it looks like someone has a question here. Catherine Castillo. I have a question, sir. I saw some people offering exchange or crinkle to fiat money. How come is it possible? Let me say this, folks. Let me say this. Number one, there will never be an exchange for the Billion Coin, because the Billion Coin is an abundance-based coin, not a market-based coin like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin. Okay, let me make that point. It is not. If you see people on Facebook or any social network that's offering an exchange for TBC for BTC. Now, I know there's a TBC code that I know that my brother Kashmir and a few other people are involved in. I believe that's gotten the approval of admin. But I'm talking about anything else that's out there. The rule of thumb is you should always use, if it's not in the TBC blog at blog.thebillioncoin.info, then don't think it's real. Because people are trying to snatch your TBC because they realize that it's going to be worth even more when we get to 1 billion members. Please be careful about that. The proper way. Now, ma'am, if you want to know, this is Catherine Costello. question. The proper way is we do only peer-to-peer transactions. Okay? We follow the 23-step cash flow system in the blog. And then if you don't know how to cash flow, we don't cash out in TBC. We cash flow by following that 23-step system. And if you don't know how to cash flow at that, you need cash flow coaching like my brother Randy Wilson or Lawrence Brutano Metaleki in South Africa or Jan Lukes in the Philippines or Mr. Mbe Derek in Cameroon, Africa. There are a few cash flow coaches all around the world. Now, the one here, for me, the number one is Randy Wilson at tbcrandy.com. That's how you get in his cash flow coaching class. And it's very, very affordable, like $10 US dollars per week. Okay? And he even gives you a little crinkle back into your wallet when you purchase. Can't beat that. Okay? That's right. You say, yes, I understand, sir. You, Randy Wilson, our coins are only used for peer-to-peer transaction. Exactly. Exactly. See, when you make a peer-to-peer transaction, someone purchased about 40 grains of gold transaction is about a little over 100 US dollars, for example. We give you 40 grains, we put that much into your wallet. That person puts that much into your wallet. Then that person gives you is a 50-50 transaction, meaning they'll give you, they're only going to take 50% of what you're putting in that wallet. It's a peer-to-peer transaction. If, like I said, if anyone wants to know exactly how it's done, reach out to me. Just tell me how it's done. Message me at Tyrone Cuffy. I can tell you how it's done. Okay? I've made many transactions, particularly 2017, beginning of 2018. Made many, many transactions. Okay? I have somebody, look like somebody from overseas. Ma'am, are you there? Like somebody's trying to contact me. I don't know. I can't hear you. You gotta unmute yourself. There's somebody from India or somewhere, India or probably Bangladesh or something. Okay, look like this person's had a hard time getting, you know, look like it's someone is here trying to may want to ask a question or something. Okay, folks, I'm at the end of my broadcast, so I'm gonna have to end this broadcast. Like I said, anyone that's got any questions about anything that I can help them with, but make sure the answers are in your blog, folks. The answers are usually there. Okay. Thank you all that's here for my live broadcast. Thank you, sweetheart, for being here, my lovely wife, and also Miss Kayla and Butterball Caitlin. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Y'all take care. Peace.